Oh, dear Nelly. I think it's safe to say, as far as bingo cards for the Eurovision Song Contest is concerned, I don't think anybody anticipated this amount of leaving, this amount of sudden, all of a sudden, mad withdrawals and disqualifications. Now, if you thought that the whole Dutch scenario with it being disqualified last year was certainly a huge kind of scandal in itself, no matter what way you look at it, whether, perhaps Who's Clean is perhaps a little bit guilty for allegedly punching somebody, or if you think the majority of people, or like the majority of people out there, that he is innocent as pie, then, well, that's obviously your perspective, but that's a different video for another time, or another subject matter for that matter. But this particular year has been the sea and absolute chaos when it comes to withdrawals and disqualifications. Let's just put that up a bit. I think the camera was being a bit weird there. But either way, this year has just been mad, to say the least. Now, we'll get on to another type of withdrawal, because unfortunately we're going from 38 to 37 countries as far as the Eurovision Song Contest. Or are we? Well, again, that'll be for a separate discussion in a separate video entirely. This will be similar to this, blah, blah, blah. But as far as the count, the official count of withdrawals and disqualifications for certain songs in national finals alone this year, minus Moldova, well, I'm going to say the country name, I'm going to say now Moldova, minus the whole Moldova thing. Guess how many countries have officially been either withdrawn or disqualified this year? Which, if you think about it, first of all, you're wrong. And second of all, this might be a new record. And if there ever was a record, it's probably smashed the previous one. There are a total of 18 withdrawn songs and artists this year, or disqualified in some way, shape or form. Shall we go through the list together and just remind ourselves, collect our alligator thoughts as to how on earth this whole entire year has, for want of a better word, and to quote ESC Cat, a complete mess. Again, not including Moldova on that particular list, is 19 in total if you think about it, but 18 songs and artists have either been withdrawn or disqualified from respective national finals. The list involving, excuse me, is it's just extensive. I don't know what else to say. You've of course got Boban Rajovic with Suze for Montenegro, which I think was one of the earliest songs to sort of be disqualified from the whole entire thing. Then for Albania had a Tupanet, but that wasn't really considered much, but I think they were disqualified. Don't quote me on that, but I think they were disqualified. Then you had Clickbait, which that was the first bit of chaos, where of course it won. Correct me if I'm wrong. Its national, it won. It won its national final. Yet because it subsequently then all of a sudden got notified that it performed a year prior via some unknown footage in a very, almost like a dark backseat, not a backseat, but like an underground performance, almost. I mean, it was on a stage, but it still counted. It was still counted into the fact that you're not allowed to perform said song anywhere prior before the deadline of 1st of September for that respective year, in this case 1st of September 2024. It has to come from a song that was released from 1st of September onwards of 2024 in this particular edition. That song was in 2023, or performed in 2023, and filmed as well. Unfortunate there for Clickbait and Neo Nguyen. So yeah, there you go. And then of course we had Aurora by Evelina Ganguska. I think that was a withdrawn one or disqualified, I can't remember. This was another withdrawn one, Magnolia by Alexandra Alden from Malta. Then you had the first of the similarities from Croatia last year, because Lara featuring Alice Q with the song Mama was then withdrawn. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was withdrawn because they couldn't participate for whatever reason, but I hope they were okay, but I hope everything sort of worked out in the end, but yeah, they can perform, so as a result the whole baby lasagna thing sort of popped up again. Then Selenko couldn't perform for Ukraine. We didn't know what the song was, so there you go. Then one for Serbia, Bush, Kasady with Tusne, excuse me. So my Serbian is not, of course, good. I am English, bear with me. But that particular song was then withdrawn. And then you had a disqualified one for Serbia. No, Croatia, sorry, with Natalie Baumix. No, that was withdrawn, excuse me. And another one was withdrawn, but performing Vanya for Serbia. And then you had one for Greece. I'm looking forward to the Greek national final, by the way. That's the withdrawn one. Selena Kavala and Sake performing Thamatho na Agapo. I'm not so sure if we've ever heard it, so there you go. Then a big drama as far as Sarah James is concerned. She was hoping to like really do well, and then all of a sudden that got booted, I believe, because I think it might be that one whereby it was changed over 50%, or was that another country? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's probably another country. But then he had another one for Lithuania being withdrawn, and then two, because it was originally with the Melody Grand Prix for Norway, there were 10 artists that were going to do one big major final. And then Lavran Svensson and Angelina Jordan, especially the latter, Angelina Jordan, both pulled out. I think Svensson pulled out about a couple of days before the full announcement, and then Angelina Jordan pulled out on the day of the announcement. As a result, Bobby Sox was sort of like a backup, and they were like, hey, do you want to do it? You've got a song in place. And they were like, cool, let's do that again. And then Blanche... Then you have Moldova with a sea of different songs. So they all like pulled out on the day of like they all being announced as the final or finalists. And then, well, again, this is a separate video. But then, of course, the big one for Finland. So we've gone from 7 artists in UMK down to 6. Now, this is a touchy one because with one morning left, it's been alleged, I should point out, that a member of the band for One Morning Left has had, I'm going to try and word this politely as best I can, known or unknown communications, potentially of a sexual nature, with someone underaged. Let's leave that for another time. I'm not even going to go there and discuss that because that is a huge allegation. Whether you're guilty or otherwise, as soon as the allegation is there, you're gone. There's just no getting away from that. Yeah, so with that particular scenario, you just cannot even comprehend that kind of sort of headline hovering over you. I mean, it's kind of bad enough, say, if an Albanian happens to be, well, an ex-marriage to a particular husband of a potential human trafficking thing that may have been going on or may not have going on, again, allegedly here. And then as a result, you kind of sort of realise, oh, there's some dodgy stuff in your bank accounts. And you're like, yeah, I don't think I want to do this anymore. So you steer away from your ex-husband as far away as possible, even though the allegation's hanging over your head. But anything sexual with a minor, no, we're not going there. But listen, I hope everything's all right with the band in question. One morning left for Finland. But by God, this has been mad, to say the least. If you thought one major withdrawal, which shook the waves the day before the contest of the grand final of the Eurovision Song Contest last year was huge, this year has just been, well, while it's behind the scenes and the majority of the public aren't even going to know about this, we as Eurovision fans are going, can this year get any worse?